Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Ultimate Music Lover album reviews, unboxings, etc. I am back with uh, one and a half unboxings, and then uh, I might just get to one album review today. I don't know if I'm going to get to all three, but I'll try to hit all three in this video. So, I already opened up the package for this one, but I recently got Smashing Pumpkins' Oceania on CD. Because the vinyl LP is just crazy expensive, um, like in the $200 range. And for two LPs, I don't think that's really worth it yet. But I have it on CD, and it's a trifold digipack from 2012. Whoever owned this last kept the hype sticker on the inside, so that made me very happy. And then I have the CD in my CD player currently because I'm was gonna get ready to listen to it. And then right here, there's a little booklet that comes with it. Just a lyric sheet. Um, this album, oh, this is so good. I'm just gonna point that out right now. Is that this album is great. Now we're gonna get to the major unboxing, which is vinyl LP I got in the mail. I hope it came in fine condition because there's this right here, and then a corner bump right there. So I hope that it arrived okay. I'm pretty sure, based on the weight of this package, that the seller put good packaging with it. So we'll see. I get most of my records and items on eBay because sometimes you can find really good deals, and I actually won this on an auction. It started off at $9.99, and I was the winning bidder for $10.50. The Smashing Pumpkins is Sir on Pearl Marble. So this is two LPs, and I really love the fact that the seller included a nice poly outer sleeve. I would do this for my sealed records that I sell, but I don't currently have some, so I plan on buying some for that purpose. But this is actually a really good Smashing Pumpkins album. There's a lot of reviews, like mixed reviews on this, and then the new album, Adam, I think is what it's pronounced. I am not going to listen to that album until the third act comes out on April 21st is when it's scheduled, which is funny because Record Store Day is the very next day. So I think Billy Corgan planned that on purpose, or I should say William Patrick Corgan. But yeah, Sir on Pearl Marble. So let's open this up and see what is up. I am going to try and preserve these hype stickers. Let's see. I want to be careful and not cut this open. Too bad. So I guess I'm just going to put a tiny slit right here so I can peel it. Yeah, let's see. I'm glad that the seller included a poly-lined outer sleeve because I love to take the shrink wrap off of my gatefold pressings of albums because I love to be able to pull them out and see what's up. So, oh, okay. So yeah, this is a gatefold, but the weird thing Here, let me get the records out of here. But yeah, this is really interesting. Let's see. Okay, so this is record 1. Let's see what this says. Awesome. It's a download code. I don't know if this works, so I'll have to see if it does. But yes, I do want to get a better digital recording of this if I can. And then this is the second one, second LP. Let's see what's in here, because there's a lot of extra oh, there's a booklet. Awesome. Let's see what it has. I think it's just a lyric book. Yeah, it's a lyric book. Oh, wow. This is very nice. So yeah, this is just in a book. This is the lyric book I'm in. That factory smell is pretty strong, but I love that smell when you first opened it. But yeah, that's the lyric book. Very nice, very nice. And then the actual inside of this gatefold opens up like this, which is very fantastic. That's why this is all weird like this, because they didn't just attach it to the jacket because they wanted you to be able to fully open it, I think. But yeah, there is a few creases on the sleeve, like as you can see right here and along there, but that's just from the record staying sealed for 3 years, I think. Yeah, I think this came out when it was originally released. And I just discovered this album because people started saying bad things about their newer albums. They were like, oh yeah, the newer Smashing Pumpkins albums, they're just not as good as the original. And I was like, really? So I decided to listen to a few of them, and yeah, no, they were wrong, because apparently the only albums I love from the older generation, like the first 5 albums, are Melancholy and Adore. Siamese Dream, out of all the albums I've listened to, Siamese Dream is my least favorite. Hard to say, but and then what am I trying to say here? What else? Everything from Machina 2 all the way up to Sir. I'm not sure about Adam or Autumn, but as far as I'm concerned, everything from Machina 2 to Zur, so that's like Machina 2, Zeitgeist, Oceania, Monuments to an Elegy, Shining Oh So Bright, and Sir, those are all really good albums. So let's see. Whoa. This is interesting. This is what the Pearl Marble looks like. That's a very interesting record. There's some dust, but like that is just, yeah, that's just incredible. So that's LP1. This was actually a really nice purchase. And then let's see, LP2 here, and get a little sneak peek from the hole for my uncle. LP3 here. Wow, man. This is just some fabulous vinyl. Yeah. This is definitely a good purchase. Some people, I've heard that they don't really like colored vinyl because the sound quality is inferior to black vinyl, but I kind of beg to differ. I have a Matchbox 20 album on white vinyl. It's a Walmart exclusive. Walmart exclusive. But it actually sounds pretty good. It doesn't sound too bad at all. So, anyways, yeah. I want to see if that download code works because that is just, that's awesome. I'm definitely going to give this album a listen because this really is a fantastic album. When I heard a bunch of Smashing Pumpkins fans slam this album and say this album's not good, it's not the same as old Pumpkins, I honestly beg to differ because what Billy Corgan at this point, or William Patrick, whatever you go by, I'm just gonna say Billy because that's how I know him. I honestly prefer to say William Patrick Corgan, but I know him as Billy Corgan. As far as I'm concerned, Billy Corgan really, really, really does. He writes good music, and he does not have the pressure of record labels anymore, I don't think, because he only talks to record labels to distribute his albums. So like Sumerian Records distributed this one. He only talks to record labels so that he can say, hey, I want you to distribute my album. But as far as like recording goes, he doesn't have the pressure from record labels like he used to because Virgin Records blew him off. After Adore wasn't a very successful album, Billy Corgan tried to release Machines of God, and Machina 2, The Friends and Enemies of Modern Music, and they denied a double album release because it was supposed to be 2 parts, but Virgin Records was like, no, Adore wasn't successful, so you can only release 1. And so they were like, all right, fine, we're releasing Machina. And then a few months later, Billy Corgan gets online and he releases Machina 2 as an exclusive. Only 25 physical copies made, which is just absolutely rare. I recently ordered a Q101 release from the United Kingdom on CD, and I don't know if that is a recent pressing or if that's one of the older pressings on CD, but I hope that when I get that CD, it is legit and it's a Q101 copy from the United Kingdom and it sounds good, because that would just be nice to have in my collection. Now let's get to the star of the show. This is 15 days late. So are my other videos that I posted right before this one. It's about this right here. Pink Floyd's The Dark Side of the Moon. This incredible album is 50 years old. OMG. Okay, this is not my personal favorite Pink Floyd album, but I tell you what, just the 4th best selling album of all time to turn 50 years old and to be as recognizable and successful as it is just a miracle that a band can come together and just put this music together. Like, don't know how to explain it. But The Dark Side of the Moon, yeah, it used to be the third best-selling album. It's now the fourth best-selling album. I'm not sure what the third best-selling album is now, but 1973 was the original release date. March 1st, 1973. Even though this is not my favorite Pink Floyd album, it's honestly, it's number 5. It's my 5th favorite. The Final Cut, I think, is better than this, but don't get me wrong. This right here is still a very fantastic record. This is a 10 out of 10. The last song is my favorite song, and now we are going to go track by track. Speak to Me. Just the intro of this album, just with that thumping heartbeat. And then you have all the voices in the background, and then you have the crazy machine noise, and then the guy laughing, and then eventually the scream that transitions into Breathe. It's basically an intro to being born. It's life as you know it. It's like, this is what you're coming into when you're being born. And then Breathe, you're born. You're just born right then, right there, and you slowly but surely start to grow up as time goes on. And then whatever you end up doing in your life, there's certain things that your life will be regardless of what you do. Like throughout your life, for long you live and high you fly, smiles you give and tears you cry. All you touch and all you see is all your life will ever be. Literally, David Gilmour is speaking, saying, whatever you end up doing in your life, it doesn't matter. Every human does the same few things, and it's all your life is. It's all you got to live for. But yeah, Speak to Me and Breathe, 5 out of 5. On the Run. I've heard this song is about being afraid of flying, afraid of air travel because of a plane crash. When I first heard it, like the first time I heard this album, which I remember the first time I heard this album, the first time I heard this song, I just imagined that it was somebody that was on the run from the police or from the judicial system, something like that. I don't know. When I first heard it, I just thought it was this guy that was just running from this group of people that were out to get him. And the one vocal line you eventually hear where he's like, live for today, go to, I think he says die tomorrow. Here, I don't know if the lyrics are on there. Nope. Let's see. I think he says live for today and die tomorrow. That's me. Something like that. And then the plane crashes. And then you have this guy running still. Time. So On the Run's 5 out of 5. Time. Just the fact that Roger Waters can take his bass and a pick, lay his hand over it and go. It's very fascinating to me, to just the clock sound. The fact that it came from a bass guitar is just so cool. Like when I first heard that, I thought it was an actual clock. Like one of the old grandfather clocks where it's like this. But no, it's actually Roger Waters on his bass, just using a pick, going back and forth on the D and G strings. It's incredible. And then Time definitely makes sense. It's basically saying that you are wasting your life away doing nothing. And then one day when those days that felt like you were doing nothing or that just felt boring, you realize that 10 years before that, it's just gone, never coming back. And it's just so relatable because um, 10 years from now, I'm going to remember being sad that I'm getting ready to graduate from high school and just seeing 10 years ahead what I will envision 10 years from now is going to be like, wow, like that was so long ago when I was a junior. Like, are you serious? um, but yeah, Time is a really good song. The Great Gig in the Sky. So, um, this is said to be um, about a woman who recognizes or just realized or found out that she has cancer, and she is screaming for her life because she is getting ready to die, or she will die in the future, but is not totally sure when or if she will, and that upsets her. So she screams with rage and sadness at the fact that she's got cancer, which is not treatable, and the fact that it could just develop into something that will never be overturned, even with the surgery. And then, who knows, maybe her life ended there. Or maybe she stayed alive and then bam, cha-ching, money. Money is essential to humans. It is something that we need in order to purchase resources that we need in order to survive. But at the same time, it has just gained international fame for being something that you could use to accumulate wealth, to get notes from the teacher saying that you can use the restroom this amount of times. That's all money is. Money is basically a note from your federal government that says that you have the ability to purchase certain items. When you don't have money, then you can't buy these things because you don't have the note that says you can. And that's basically what this song is saying, is people that have money or that have more notes than they need, rather than sharing it among their classmates, they keep it for themselves. And they feel like they need more. They feel like they need more notes to get more things for themselves, not caring really about what anyone else wants. And then bam, riff comes in, and then you find out that they say that money is the root of all evil. What if that's true? What if it is true? Because when you ask for a rise, or that they say rise, but I think they mean raise. When you ask for more notes from that one good student, it really is surprising that they're not giving none away. That they're just like, oh no, those are mine. Basically, the song is about money being the root of all evil, but yet at the same time, it is something we need in order to survive. Because if we don't have it, then we're nothing. Us and them. All right. And after all, we are only ordinary men. Me and you, God only knows it's not what we would choose to do. This is definitely a anti-war anthem. This is promoting the idea of no war. Just resolve the argument already without the need of all this conflict. That is the whole purpose of this. And does it always work? No, because there are some countries that are like, well, we want to fight. We want to show our strength and our pride. And that's what eventually leads to more conflict. Because the truth is that nobody wins in a war. Everybody is in it during a war. And it comes to the final conclusion of like the winning side has to deal with what they did to the other country and how their people have been affected. And then the side that lost, well, obviously, their country is deeply affected by the war. So this is promoting to stop war in the world. This song is saying there is no need for an us and them. There's just us, and it's up to us to get along. There is no need to divide us into two groups, us and them. Any color you like. Any color you like, well, that's basically saying, hey, you have a whole life ahead of you. What do you want to do with your life? And then you pick whatever you're going to do for the rest of your life. Brain damage. The song is basically saying that everybody has insanity inside of them. Everybody, in the end, the way that we live, the way that we talk, the way we communicate with each other, the way that humans live compared to other animals is just insane. And some of us are driven mad to the point where we start to question why we live the way we do, rather than just being like, oh, we're superior to other animals. Instead, we question, shouldn't we just live like other animals? Like, do we truly need all of this stuff for entertainment purposes? Because when you really think about it, humans are selfish. And that's basically what the song is saying, is this person is questioning, should they be selfish like everybody else? And then they start to go mad and crazy, or what's considered mad and crazy in a society that is normal. Um, Eclipse. Eclipse is saying everything that you do throughout your life, from all that you touch, all that you see, all that you taste, all you feel, and all that you love, all that you hate, all you distrust, all you save, and all you give, and all that you deal, and all that you buy, beg, borrow, and steal, and all you create, and all you destroy, and all that you do, and all that you say, and all that you eat, and everyone you meet, and all that you slight, and everyone you fight, all that is now, right now in this moment. All of that is gone in the past, and all of that is to come again in the future for future generations. And everything under the sun is in tune, because the sun is what provides the ability for life to live on this planet, but at the same time, it could kill us if there wasn't an ozone layer. But the sun is eclipsed by the moon, because now your life is finally passing by and it's ending. So it's basically saying that on your deathbed, you take a glimpse of your whole life within like 20 minutes before you die. You just see your life before your eyes. And right before you pass this earth, you realize that you had an experience. You lived to have one of the greatest gifts ever, and that was to be given the gift of life. And you know what? This is also a song that's saying you're going to have to accept the fact that you're going to die, because it's going to happen. And it sucks to think about sometimes, because life is just awesome. It really is. I do not want to stop living. This is one of the greatest gifts I've ever been granted. This is probably the greatest gift I've ever been granted. Just the fact that I know that I'm going to die is going to be sad. But at the same time, it is essential in order for life to continue on and for future generations to have as good of an experience or better than we did. Because if this generation, like if humans never died, or if life never died, then the future generations that came after the previous one would have to deal with us and our BS. And yeah, I'm saying BS because it's true. Um, it's just hard to think about. It's hard to think that your life is going to come to an end and to accept it. But once you do, then you live your life to the fullest. Because that's basically what the dark side of the moon is saying is you were born, you were given the greatest gift ever, the gift of life. You will live your whole life regardless of whether the experience is positive or negative. And okay, well, I guess since the camera is flipped for you guys, I should do this side. Whether the experience is positive or negative, an experience is an experience, and you just have to enjoy experiences while you're here because you're not here for that long. And it's just crazy how your life, throughout your life, like how fast it really is. Because before you know it, you're going to be on that deathbed and you're going to be thinking about things that you wish you could have done when you were younger or that you would have tried. Regardless of whether you lived a good life or not, there's gonna be a few things where you're gonna be like, I wish I would have done that. But it's okay because life is life. You just have to live every moment of it. Because once you're gone, and there's really nothing else to say. And so this album is saying, regardless of what happens, live your life to the fullest and just enjoy every second of it. Because everything that happens right now is more important than what happened yesterday. It's what happens right now that is important. With that said, this album gets a 5 out of 5. And even though it's not my favorite Pink Floyd album, The Dark Side of the Moon will continue to live for many generations and will continue to inspire many people. And I truly do believe this because The Dark Side of the Moon is just that kind of album. It really is an amazing album. And for anybody that's watching this that hasn't listened to the album yet, go listen to it now. I'm pretty sure everybody that's watched this video has already listened to it. But if you haven't, stop the video and go listen to it because this is just 42 minutes and 58 seconds of incredible music and an incredible message. So, that's my 1975 Jacksonville pressing, I think. I'll have to look into it, but my final thoughts on the 2016 pressing. No, okay. It does not sound good. I don't like the new 2016 remaster. It sounds flat and quiet. It's definitely one of those newer digital releases that is just not good. So, if you're thinking of getting the 2016 remaster, don't get it because the only benefit you're going to get from that is getting the 2 posters and the postcards. But if you really care about your sound quality, but you don't want to spend $100, $150, maybe even $200 on an original pressing to make sure that you get the posters and the decals, then just go on eBay or some other site and hunt down an original 1973, 74, 75 pressing. And it's only going to cost you like $25, $30 if you look, maybe 35 or 40, but the money, it's really worth the money to get an original pressing in the end. Some people say the 2003 30th anniversary edition and then the 2013 40th anniversary edition are really good releases, and I can't judge that because I don't have them, but if I can ever get the money to snatch one, I'll snatch one up and see what I think. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm happy with my 1975 pressing, and I'll try to get an original 73. But if the 75 is all I have, I'm totally fine with it. So yeah, I'll make two separate videos for the Oceania and Sir Smashing Pumpkins album reviews. I'm going to review every album by the Smashing Pumpkins because I've listened to all of them so far, except for Autumn, and give you my personal thoughts. I think, because I really love Pink Floyd, they were my favorite band for a long time, and Roger Waters was my favorite artist. But after listening to all the studio albums a few times, I personally gotta say that I think that the Smashing Pumpkins have become my favorite band. I just can't describe how awesome their music is and how awesome of a songwriter William Patrick Corgan is. It's just great. It's amazing. Anyways, so hope you really enjoyed this video. If you did, uh, don't forget to leave a like on the video. And for those of you that are planning on getting the 50th anniversary box set of The Dark Side of the Moon, please comment down below and tell me your thoughts, because I want to get a survey or a census on the question of, do you think that the 50th anniversary box set is worth it? Because I've seen videos and some people have said, I think Pink Floyd has finally gone out of their minds charging $300 for a box set and then lacking certain materials. And I personally agree. I'm not going to spend $300 on that Dark Side of the Moon box set because it honestly does lack certain material, like from the immersions, like the immersion box set. It lacks that stuff, and the only thing you're going to get out of it that's really new is the 2023 remaster on vinyl LP, which you're not going to get because um, well, because the 2016 remaster is still widely available at Walmart, Target, etc. And then, uh, let's see, I'm trying to think here. And then you're going to get the Live at Wembley 1974, which you can buy the record separately. You can buy that separately, but it's not cheap. It's like $65-$70. At least a few of the copies I've seen, they're like $65-$70 for the Live at Wembley 1974 pressing. And I don't know. For not being my favorite Pink Floyd album, I don't think I'm going to invest $300 in a box set. I think if there was a Wall box set, then yeah, I'll definitely get that because the Wall is my personal favorite Pink Floyd album. Um, the Melancholy box set is definitely worth it. I've had it for about a month now, and it really is. The Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness 4 LP vinyl box set is worth it. If you like, if you're lucky and Smashing Pumpkins albums start coming back in stock at your record store, you might be able to pick it up for $90 to $130, or like $130. Um, I spent $189.50 on my copy, and that was kind of pricey because it's just a matter of supply and demand. Same thing's going with Siamese Dream. Siamese Dream is like anywhere from as cheap as like $50 at the big box record companies if you get back order, all the way up to like 120 people that are selling it on eBay. Um, those two particular albums are just in really high demand, and it's just hard to get them. In fact, my copy of Siamese Dream is the first disc is not playable, and it sucks because I like to listen to a whole album, and just the fact that side A of my disc has factory deposits, it's got gunk that won't wash off, and that's just bugs me. Um, but yeah, I don't know if the 5 CD and 1 DVD Melancholy 2012 remaster box set's any good, but I know for sure that if you're a vinyl enthusiast and you love to collect records, don't save $1,000, like $750 to $1,000 to get an official numbered 1996 or 1998 3LP European pressing, because it's it's a lot of money. Like that's if some if you were to drop one of those records, then you just wasted like tons of money down the drain. Like think about this. You go to put, let's say, um you pull out the the Dusk and uh Twilight LP, and then you go to put it on your record player, and then right as you go to put it on, you drop it, and then there's a big dent in the grooves, or you go to put down the needle, and then let's say your freaking little cousin or your baby brother or somebody comes and lifts it up or goes, then that's just like $750 to. So plus the 4LP box set, at least from what Mike Espinosa, I think is what his full name is, the owner of the In-Groove, he said that the 2012 box set actually sounds better than the original 3LP pressing. He's got both copies, and he thinks that the 4LP is better. If you do want a 3LP pressing, try to pick up one of the unofficial Smoke Red 2022 pressings, because in the end those are probably just going to sound as good as the official ones, considering the fact that bootleg pressings usually sound horrible due to the fact that they're pressed from MP3 or advanced audio coding or some other audio file that's not uncompressed, from a compressed audio file. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this. That's just me rambling on. But the Melancholy box set really was a purchase. And I was lucky enough